Ancient Indian literature contains a vast and recurring preoccupation, the inevitable downfall of the absolute ruler. Scholar Walter Rubin argues that these are more than just religious myths. They represent a specific political tradition in the Indian subcontinent, one focused on the destruction of despots who abuse their authority. The king Hiranyakashyap is the primary case study for this tradition. He was a tyrant who consolidated absolute power, eventually turning his cruelty toward his own son, Prahlad. To ensure his own survival, the king constructed a defense using a series of neither-nor constraints. This created a literal logic gate for mortality, designed to block every conventional form of death. The king's protection was absolute because it was binary. He could be killed neither by day nor night, and neither by palm nor fist. This leaves us with a fundamental intellectual problem. How can a force for good physically dismantle an evil that has coded itself into invincibility? In this literary tradition, brute force is useless. The only way to end this kind of tyranny is to find a structural loophole within the tyrant's own rules. We see this resolution play out in the Parapatal, a work of classical Tamil poetry from the Sangam period. To protect Prahlad, the deity Vishnu arrives as the man-lion Narsimha. He does not approach from the outside, he erupts from within a stone pillar, shattering the architecture of the king's own court. Narsimha finds the loophole. He bypasses the neither palm nor fist constraint by using his claws, a natural tool that falls outside the king's legalistic definitions of a weapon. The text describes the king as mountain-like, yet he is caught and disemboweled alive. Narsimha wears the king's organs as a garland, physically unmaking the tyrant. This visceral sequence serves a specific narrative function. It suggests that natural and divine forces operate on a plane that artificial, legalistic protections simply cannot account for. This structural solution wasn't a one-off story. It was an evolutionary tradition that spanned centuries. We can trace this narrative DNA back to the older Vedic texts, where the deity Indra kills the demon Namuchi using a similar set of constraints. The linguistic link is undeniable. The phrasing neither palm nor fist appears in Vedic stories and remains identical in later Puranas. This neither-nor concept resonated so deeply that Vishnu's appearance as Narsimha was recorded in 17 different Puranas. In these Puranic texts, Narsimha is no longer just a protector. He is described as Kala, the god of destruction who appears at the end of a cosmic cycle, or pralaya. He takes on traits often associated with Shiva, possessing 3 eyes and dealing destruction with fire that channels directly from his third eye. As the texts evolved, the loophole shifted in scale. What began as a clever way to bypass a king's defense became a description of the final, inevitable dissolution of the world. The reach of this story is immense, bridging the Sanskrit traditions of the North and the Tamil poetry of the South. This connection is so strong that scholar Camille Velabil noted the Tamil Paripatal was once branded as a Sanskrit plagiat because it mirrored the northern tropes so closely. This cross-cultural continuity suggests that the desire to see a despot overthrown is a theme that transcends regional and linguistic boundaries. The philosophical message remains consistent across these centuries of text. Absolute power, as constructed by man, is a fragile thing. Narsimha is the personification of a force specifically engineered to break the unbreakable. The literary record of the Indian subcontinent suggests that no matter how many layers of invincibility a ruler claims, the tradition of the neither-nor loophole will always be there to illustrate their end.